I used to hit snooze 10 times every morning. My days started in chaos, rushing, and stress before I even left my bedroom. Then I discovered how Japanese Zen monks begin their day at 4:30 a.m., and I thought, what if I tried this for 30 days? This is what happened. Look at this. This was my old morning routine. Wake up at 7:45. Panic. Check my phone immediately. Scroll through anxiety-inducing news for 20 minutes. Rush to shower. Skip breakfast. Leave the house already defeated. Sound familiar? I was tired of living like this. So I made a decision. For 30 days, I would wake up at 4:30 a.m., exactly like Japanese Zen monks have done for centuries. No phone. No rushing. Just ancient practices designed to create inner peace before the world wakes up. I had no idea this would completely change my life. Week 1 was brutal. And I mean brutal. Day 1, the alarm went off at 4:30 a.m. It was pitch black outside. My body physically hurts. Every cell in my body screams to go back to sleep. But I got up. I stumbled to my meditation cushion in the dark. Sitting there, trying to meditate, all I could think about was my warm bed. In the first week, I wanted to quit every morning. My body was in revolt. I was irritable during the day. I crashed at 8 p.m. every night. Friends asked if I was okay. I looked exhausted because I was exhausted, but something kept me going. Let me show you what I actually did each morning. First, I would wake up without looking at my phone. This alone was revolutionary. I'd splash cold water on my face, a practice called misogi in Japanese culture, symbolizing purification. Then I would sit for zazen meditation, just sitting, watching my breath, for 20 minutes. At first, those 20 minutes felt like hours. My mind raced with thoughts, plans, worries. But slowly, very slowly, something began to shift. After meditation, I would perform a simplified tea ceremony. Not the elaborate traditional version, but its essence. Heating water mindfully, selecting the tea and whisking matcha slowly, deliberately. Every movement is intentional. No rushing. The Japanese call this ichigo iche, one time, one meeting, treating each moment as unique and unrepeatable. This simple act of making tea became sacred. It taught me that how you do anything is how you do everything. Then, I would journal, but not like before. Not frantic to do lists and stress dumps. Instead, I practiced Nikan reflection, a Japanese method of self-reflection. 3 questions. What did I receive yesterday? What did I give yesterday? What troubles did I cause yesterday? This practice completely shifted my perspective from entitlement to gratitude. I started seeing all the invisible support in my life I'd been taking for granted. Week 2, something unexpected happened. I woke up at 4:28 a.m. before my alarm. My body was adapting. The meditation became less torture and more refuge. Those quiet morning hours, while the world slept, became mine. Sacred. Untouchable. No emails. No demands. Just me and the darkness slowly turning to dawn. I started noticing birdsong I'd never heard before. I watched the sky change colors. I felt connected to something ancient, something that monks had experienced for 1,000 years. By week 3, the changes were undeniable. I had more energy during the day, not less. My focus was laser sharp until noon. That afternoon crash I used to get? Gone. I was drinking less coffee because I didn't need it. My mind felt clear, like someone had cleaned a foggy window. I was more patient with people. Small annoyances that used to ruin my day didn't bother me anymore. My friends noticed. You seem different, they'd say. Calmer. More present. I was. The productivity gains were shocking. By starting at 4:30 a.m., I had 3 completely uninterrupted hours before the world demanded anything from me. I finished projects that had been sitting incomplete for months. I read books I'd been meaning to read for years. I learned new skills. But here's the paradox: I wasn't trying to be productive. I was trying to be present. The productivity was just a side effect of mental clarity. The mental health benefits were profound. My anxiety decreased dramatically. that constant background noise of worry? Quieter, much quieter. I began to understand what the monks knew, that the quality of your morning determines the quality of your day. When you begin in peace, you carry peace with you. When you begin in chaos, you carry chaos. It's that simple, and that's profound. By week 4, 4:30 am no longer felt early. It felt natural. Right. I no longer needed an alarm, my body just woke up. The practices that felt forced and strange at the beginning now felt like coming home. The meditation cushion called to me. The tea ceremony was something I looked forward to. I had created a morning ritual that fed my soul, not just my schedule. But let me be honest about the dark side nobody talks about. My social life suffered. Friends wanted to meet for dinner at 8 p.m., and I'd be fighting to keep my eyes open. Late night events? Impossible. I had to choose between my morning practice and evening social life. I chose mornings. Also, winter mornings were hard. Waking up when it's dark and cold outside requires a different level of commitment. Some mornings, I still didn't want to get up. The difference was, I did anyway. Here's what I learned. Discipline isn't about punishing yourself. It's about loving yourself enough to do what's best for you, even when it's hard. The monks don't wake up at 4:30 am to suffer. They wake up because those quiet hours are the most precious gift they can give themselves. I learned that transformation doesn't happen in dramatic moments. It happens in the daily repetition of small, intentional actions, one morning at a time. And there's science behind this. Waking early and exposing yourself to morning light regulates your circadian rhythm. Morning meditation reduces cortisol, your stress hormone. Starting your day with intention instead of reaction literally rewires your brain's neural pathways. The monks knew this intuitively. Science is now proving it. So will I continue? Absolutely. I'm never going back to my old chaotic mornings. I'm not saying you need to wake up at 4:30 am, but I am saying you deserve a morning that serves you, not stresses you. Start 15 minutes earlier. Try one practice. See what happens. If this video inspired you, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what time do you wake up and what would you do with an extra hour of peace. Thanks for watching.